The stock market. The stock market is a place where you can buy a tiny piece of a company. For example, imagine your friend has a cookie shop with 10 cookies. He gives you one cookie. Now you own a small part of all the cookies. If more people want the cookies, your cookie becomes more valuable. And that's what stock market is and how it works.
The real estate market. The real estate market is where people buy and sell houses, land, and shops, warehouses. For example, imagine you own the only lemonade stand on your street. Every day, kids come to buy lemonade and give you money for using your stand. That's similar to owning a house and collecting rent. And that's what real estate is.
The bond market. The bond market is where you lend money to someone, government or a company, and they promise to pay you back with extra money. For instance, your friend asks to borrow $10 to buy candy. He promises to give you back $11 next week. That extra $1 is why people buy bonds, and that's what bond market is and how it works. The Forex market. The Forex market is where people trade one country's money for another country's money. Imagine you have 10 red marbles and trade them for 10 blue marbles. Tomorrow, everyone wants blue marbles, so now 10 blue marbles can get you 15 red marbles. You made a profit just by swapping marbles, and that's what Forex market is and how it works. The cryptocurrency market. The cryptocurrency market is where people buy and sell digital money that lives on the internet. For example, imagine your whole school suddenly decides that shiny stickers are money. Today, one sticker buys one candy. Tomorrow, everyone wants stickers, so one sticker buys 5 candies. That's why crypto prices can go up and down very fast. And that's what cryptocurrency market is and how it works. The commodity market. The commodity market is where people trade things like gold, crude oil, wheat, and coffee. For example, imagine trading baseball cards, but the cards are bags of wheat or bars of gold. If lots of people want gold, the price goes up. If nobody wants wheat this week, the price can go down. And that's what commodity market is and how it works. The money market. The money market is where people keep money for a short time and earn a little extra safely. For instance, imagine putting your lunch money in a special piggy bank for 1 month. When you open it, there's a tiny bit more money inside. That's the money market. Safer, but slower growing. And that's what money market is and how it works. The farmland market. The farmland market is where people buy and sell land used for growing food. For example, imagine owning a giant garden where farmers grow tomatoes and corn. Every harvest, the farmers share some of the money they make with you. People will always need food, so farmland can stay valuable for a long time. The private equity market. The private equity market is where investors buy parts of companies that are not on the stock market. For example, imagine helping your cousin open a toy store before anyone else knows about it. If the toy store becomes super popular, your small piece becomes worth much more. The venture capital market. The venture capital market is where investors give money to brand new businesses with big ideas. For example, your friend invents a backpack that charges phones with sunlight. You give her money to build the first backpacks. If everyone wants one later, your investment grows a lot. And that's what venture capital market is and how it works. The hedge fund market. The hedge fund market is where professional investors use complicated strategies to try to make money in many different situations. For instance, imagine a soccer coach who doesn't just pick one team. He uses lots of tricks, swaps players constantly, and changes strategies during the game. Sometimes it works brilliantly. Sometimes it looks like chaos with spreadsheets. The collectibles market. The collectibles market is where people buy and sell rare items like cards, toys, watches, or art. For example, imagine you keep a super rare Pokemon card while everyone else loses theirs. Years later, collectors want it badly and offer you a huge pile of money for that one card. And that's what collectibles market is and how it works. The precious metals market. The precious metals market is where people buy and sell valuable metals like gold and silver. For instance, imagine gold bars are like the ultimate shiny treasure everyone agrees is valuable. When people worry about the economy, they often run toward gold the way kids run toward the last slice of pizza. And that's what precious metal market is and how it works. The infrastructure market. The infrastructure market is where people invest in big projects like bridges, roads, airports, and power plants. For example, imagine owning a tiny piece of a bridge that thousands of cars use every day. Each time cars pay tolls, the bridge earns money, and so do the owners. And that's what infrastructure market is and how it works.
The carbon credit market. The carbon credit market is where companies buy and sell permission to produce pollution, while others earn credits by helping the environment. For instance, imagine your class gets clean air points for planting trees. A class that makes too much mess has to buy points from the classes that kept things cleaner. That's the basic idea behind carbon credits, and that's what carbon credit market is and how it works.